Here's Bernie Sanders talking about his tax returns because they talked about that in the debate.
Yeah, Bernie.
You've been asked for weeks and weeks to release your tax
Well, I think
returns.
we got one that's coming out tomorrow.
Which one?
Last year's.
2014?
Yes.
What about
You'll get
2013?
'em.
All
Yes.
the other ones?
Yeah, look, I don't want to get anybody very excited. They are very boring tax returns. No big money from the speeches, no major investments.
Then why haven't you fucking released them, Bernie? Like, why are you putting yourself in the position of having to answer this question on the national stage, especially when you're going up against somebody that's so fucking, like, just soaked in corporate money? Like, why hold them back?
It's even gonna be weirder if there really is there's nothing to them. If it's just like, okay.
I don't know what the precautions are that go into releasing your taxes publicly. I'm sure that they're not just totally, unamended records. I mean, there's got to be some things that are,
Yeah, but he's had plenty of fucking time to amend some.
It really hasn't been like. I think they've only really been putting his feet to the fire on this one for like a week or two. So. But, yeah, hopefully he will release the tax records, and hopefully they are just as boring as he says they are.
Unfortunately, I remain one of the poorer members of the United States Senate, and that's what that will show.
So, Senator, just to be clear.
PolitiFact has rated that statement as true, by the way.
Tomorrow you will release the 2014 tax returns from you and your family.
Yes.
And what about the earlier ones? What's the problem? What's taking so long? Because you just have to go to the filing cabinet, make a copy, and release them.
Well, the answer is, what we have always done in my family is Jane does them, and she's been out on the campaign trail. We will get them out. We'll get them out very shortly. It's not a big deal.
That sounds like bullshit. It sounds like bullshit for a major national candidate to say, "Oh, you can't have my tax returns because my wife usually does them and she's on the campaign trail with me."
Yeah,
see, this is the type of shit that's gonna have Bernie lose momentum, like at a time where he really needs to be picking up momentum.
Yeah,
it just sounds shady.
Dude, most people do their taxes on, like, if they do themselves like TurboTax, like I could show you my last 5 years of returns myself in no time flat.
Luckily, I think a lot of people are paying more attention at this point to the fact that Hillary still refuses to release these transcripts of the speeches she gave. I saw a poll that said that more and more Democrats are becoming interested in why she hasn't done that. So hopefully that'll be a bigger issue on people's minds than Bernie's tax returns. But I definitely think he should quickly release those tax returns if they are, in fact, as banal as he says. And if there is something in there that might give anyone doubt, he should probably just come out and be like, look, there's this, and I'm just going to come and say it.
The thing that bothers me is if what Bernie's saying is true, and PolitiFact, you said it is true, that he's one of the poorest members of the House and blah, 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 blah. He should have released these tax returns when he announced his candidacy, because it's such a big, it's such a big boon to him to be able to show, like, look, I'm not owned. Like, I take a salary, it's meager, I get by, my family's doing all right, but I'm not a rich person. Like, that's such a big momentum gainer for Bernie, and I don't see why he didn't do it, like, months ago, if there's nothing there.
I agree. I don't know. Maybe we'll see when he does, if he does.